What led you to the training and how did you decide on the training?
I had done a whole lot of breath work many, many years ago. And it was a different style of breath work, more of the holotropic breathing, rebirthing type of breath work, which is really long and really intense. And I got a lot out of it, but I honestly really didn't like the process. Often afterwards, I would come out of it feeling really drained. I would actually have discomfort in my abdomen. So I found other ways through somatic work and movement and different awareness practices that didn't involve that intense breath work. And it really struck me as very odd that my gateway into my healing was breath work, but I was avoiding it like crazy. And I thought that's really interesting because I didn't have the same resistance towards a movement practice or other types of things that I was doing. But breath work, I was like, I don't want to do that. Breath can be done differently. It doesn't have to be this intense 90-minute or 3 hour draining, intense experience that takes quite a lot to digest and process and is often confusing, honestly. So I started looking at different breathworks. I tried a whole bunch of different styles and nothing was really landing. I wasn't enjoying or connecting with the practice in a way that felt like it was really offering the same sort of benefit of the more intense breath work. I looked at a few different breathwork trainings. There was one style I really liked, but the training was certifying people to facilitate in 48 hours. And that seemed irresponsible to me.
Mm.
There wasn't enough depth that I thought, knowing what breathwork can bring about in people, I thought if someone's experience is they've done a 48-hour training, and I don't know the breadth of their other experience, but they're anchoring that in, that didn't seem to be something that I would feel confident receiving that kind of facilitation. I don't know how I came across your website. I think I was looking at breathwork again and thinking, oh, I'd like to get into a more regular breathwork practice for myself again. And I came across your website and I signed up on your email for the 10-minute practice and I did it and I was like, oh, I like this. This is fantastic. And of course, you're offering a facilitation training. And I thought, let me see more about this. And it wasn't 48 hours.
Mm.
Gives it time to breathe and integrate and questions. And I met with you and I thought, it's the way that you spoke about it and what you were offering and where you're at with the breath work and where you're envisioning this particular training going and all of that. I felt like there was a lot of integrity there. So I thought, why not? I'm
Mm.
signing up. So I'm
Yeah.
really glad I did.
How has this training impacted your understanding of integration?
For me, it means if healing or growth or an awareness has become integrated, it's woven into how you live every day. This practice is an easy doorway into dropping into a more of a observer type of awareness. It puts you in that state of awareness that's not an everyday state, but you can now access that every day with this practice if you have 10 minutes.
Mm.
You can use it to get yourself there quite quickly and easily. And I love having a practice that provides that doorway. I've never been someone who can just sit down and drop in. I need to move or breathe or do something more dynamic, more embodied for me to get there easily. So I love that this provides a really great access point for that. It's something you can carry through your daily living.
It's part of the challenge, but also what is part of the opportunity with this work. How do you see yourself using this work going forward?
I've already started incorporating the work with some of my clients, and I see myself using this work for myself. I'm still really deeply curious about how to integrate some of the pieces of the framework that you teach from and the framework that I'm arriving with. That's still an ongoing process, winding itself together. I see myself offering breathwork sessions to small groups of people. And I think that'll be after the process of me continuing to integrate the work and finding where I am in it. I see it becoming part of workshops, retreats, classes, and some of my one work with clients as well. Definitely collaborations with other practitioners. Breathwork works beautifully with other modalities like with sound, with movement. So I see it being something that can be woven very well into a larger curriculum.
Anything that you would like to share that I did not ask you that you think is important to share?
For some folks, I think breath is a missing ingredient in their overall journey with wellness. And we can get very micro focused on eating the right macros and micros and doing these intense practices or all of these different things. But the fact of the matter is, we're breathing 24/7. And if we can make our breathing better, we can, on autopilot, with some conscious effort and dedication to a practice like this, shift our baseline well-being effortlessly over time. If you're breathing better, you're going to be healthier in the long run. I think there's a lot to be said for breathwork as a really powerful modality for all kinds of things. And I also want to let folks know that being Joe's student is so much fun. He's such a generous, you are such a generous teacher. You share
Yeah.
so willingly everything that you know. The other piece that I absolutely love is if we ask you a question, you're like, I'm not sure about the answer. You're like, leave it with me. And you do some labor on the part of your curious students, and you come back with a very clear and complete answer, which has just been really wonderful to know that I can trust what you're sharing, because that's the kind of integrity you show up with as a teacher. So much appreciated on that
Yeah.
front.